Hello everyone, welcome to Myrtle Knits, the second episode. My name's Liz and I come from England. I live in a place called West Sussex, which is very nice. It's on the south coast of England. I had an episode a couple of weeks ago and I hope to do them every 2 to 3 weeks if they are well received, and build on them really, try and make them better. So this week you'll notice I've made a bit of a scene, I've set a bit of a scene, I've put some socks in a frame, which is how I tend to show my Ravelry knits. So my latest thing is I pop up, say my Ravelry knits, my socks anyway, I tend to put in a frame and show them that way. And I said I've got my socks I'm going to show you soon, which is what came off the needles, and I've got some notes from last time, and just to try and be a bit more prepared, there's more notes this go, so I'm going to try and introduce little sections to the video, so it's got some kind of format. But for now, that's the kind of the introduction of who I am, where I'm from, and also I wanted to say thank you very much to everybody who did watch my video last time. It was really kind of you, and especially those people who liked it, and to those people who commented, which was really nice, because part of the reason for wanting to do this is I've been wanting to build a little bit of a community up really, and I've got my mum, I think I said last time, she loves to sew mainly and embroider, but she can knit and she can crochet, so we can chat, but it'd be nice to have something I'm a bit more involved in. I do get involved on Ravelry. I've done a couple of knit-alongs and I chat with those, and that's really nice too. But like I say, just really testing the water and seeing how this goes for me really. That's a little bit of an introduction, and like I say, thank you very much. And then I shall now start referring to my notes so that I can see what I'm gonna mention next. And the first thing I've popped on here is finished objects, which is just the one. I think it was in the being soaked last time, ready to be blocked. And what it is, it's my classic Myrtle sock. Now, this is what I class as my everyday sock that I like to wear. It's knits and pearls, so it's got a nice bit of spring to it, so it fits nicely to your foot. Same with my colour work really. I find colour work socks, I really like the fit of those because it's the fabric's slightly thicker, and it again, that just feels a little bit tighter. I mean, they can be a little bit interesting to take on and off sometimes, but get there and they feel nice once they're on. So this is my classic Myrtle. It's in Cornflower blue, and it's my go-to yarn, which is West Yorkshire Spinners in the Cornflower blue. Although I'm really liking Opal yarns as well at the moment. It's a little bit, I'd say it feels a little bit of a rougher yarn, but I quite like that on your feet. That feels, it feels quite nice. So as far as this one goes, this was a 60 stitch sock. With classic Myrtle, what's quite good is it's 4 stitches, so you can deduct by 4, add 4 to change the size of the sock, and then just you'd have to obviously think about when you come to do the heel work, changing the number of stitches. I was thinking, I don't know if anybody would be interested, so I was thinking of maybe doing several sizes and actually writing out the heel sizes for each number of stitches, just so when people come to do it, they can just refer and go, oh, I need to slip one and knit 18, I need to slip one and knit 17, or, you know, just to help out maybe. I can add maybe that to all of my patterns, or maybe do a YouTube video and add that onto patterns. And again, that's all in the planning stage. We'll wait and see. see what happens. Okay, so we'll put that back down. I think that's everything I need to say. I think I said it was done on 4 circular. I think I did that one on the circular 9-inch needles, And I must admit, when I'm just doing one colour, I do like a 2.25 needle, and that works for me for my size foot. Although I must admit I do vary depending on what I'm doing. I do vary those, and sometimes they come up small, like the Heartsplosion last week, which my daughter was very happy about because she obviously has claimed those. Which I think that leads into my next part, which is some of what's on my needles. And I've forgotten to bring one thing down. I didn't mention last time that I actually have some bedtime knitting. So I have a little basket by my bed, and it's a pair of socks normally, and I keep the pattern quite simple. At the moment I'm doing a 3 by 1 rib. Again, that feels nice and snug on the foot. I really like that. Easy to do, so I don't have to concentrate too much, and it just, that last bit of knitting with my cup of tea before I go to bed, which is really nice. So that's, I might try and bring that down next time to show you. And last week's I've got the finished, what's on my needles. I've still got the Heartsplosion, which we've just mentioned, which we're into. So one of those is done, and my daughter has tried it on, and she loves it. She said she thinks it's her favourite one yet, her favourite sock. So I'm definitely going to have to knit the second one for that one. I can't have none of this second sock syndrome. She's going to have another one. So that's what that looks like. That's what I did block that, so that's what that one looks like. And then I've still got unblocked. I finished, which I would think I was very close to finishing when I showed you last time, my diamond foam doodle sock. So that one is ready to be blocked, and then I'm underway with the second one, so I'm being good there and doing the second sock. I've also got on my needles, I haven't got it to show you, but I will do, but I'm thinking I might make it into a pattern. It's involving slip stitches. It's colour work, but it's slip stitches, so you're only ever using one colour at a time. And the reason I started that was I joined in a knit along, but I thought it was slip stitches this month. It's not, I've got ahead of myself, it's next month. So I said I will show that, but that may be something I'm going to turn into a pattern and we'll show you later on. But I've got my correct month's knit along here as well, because the actual theme is under the sea. So I've got this, and it's the Clownfish. It's my Clownfish sock. This won't be a pattern because it's just a striped sock, but I can tell you the yarn that's used, which is Opal. That's becoming a bit of a favourite of mine. So Opal yarn, and that's in white and black. And then the orange is orange sorbet, and that's by Mothy and The Squid. It's her sock yarn. And it's what I've done just to try, and because I noticed on my Clownfish it looks like they've got a bit more orange, a little less white, and then black tips. So I've done a thicker stripe of 5 rounds for the orange, and then I've done 1 round for the black, and then I did 3 rounds for the white. I'm really pleased with it. I really like it. I think they're going to be fun socks to wear, and I will do too, I hope. Okay, so that's those ones done. And I think it's not everything that's on the needles, because I think we said again last week that I have many things on the needles in various corners of the house, which I will show. It's something I do tend to go back to things, and I will show them as we go along. But that's currently really what I'm working on this week, what I've been working on the past couple of weeks. I hope everybody here has managed to do lots of crafting, whether that be knitting, sewing, crochet, whatever your craft is that you love to do. I hope you've had lots of time to do that. So the next thing that I was going to mention is previous knits. I mentioned last time that perhaps I could show previous things that I've knitted, and one of the comments was that would be really nice to see, so that was really kind. That was really nice to hear that. I'm actually wearing it. It's called my Squashams Cowl, and it's not one of my older knits. This is actually a fairly recent one. So I finished it, and when I showed my daughter, she said it looks like got some sweets that are called squashies. It looks like a squashies. So I looked at calling it that, but there is, I already saw that somebody has got something squashies. So it's a Squashams Cowl. It's out of my, probably my all-time favourite yarn. It feels so nice. It's a Rowan Island Blend. It's a double knit. It was knit on 40 centimetre, 4mm circular needles. And the colours, this reddy pink is Routemaster, and this is Lemon. Right, so I'm really pleased with it. It's just got the 1/2 twist, and I must admit, I think I prefer a full twist. It gives I just prefer it the way it sits, I think. But this sits really nicely, and it sits into the neck, because I like something to be fully up into my neck, really, keep me nice and warm. This could be knit in any double knit, and the pattern can be changed. If you wanted a wider scarf or a narrower scarf, you could just change the chart repeats, and also lengthwise you can also add a whole chart on if you want to do whole chart on, whole chart off. So it's versatile. You can mess around with it a little bit and get it to how you want it. So anyway, that's one of my knits to show you. I should try and bring something each week to show you and tell you a little bit about, but I think that was everything about this one. Like I say, anything I think, oh, I wish I'd said that, or I missed that off, that might be good to know, I will pop in the notes, and they'll be on Ravelry or on the notes on the end of the on the YouTube video. I should just give out my details for YouTube, Instagram, sorry, not YouTube, for Instagram and Ravelry. I will give my details on the notes at the end, on the YouTube video, so that if you want to go and visit any of those, you can, which would again be really nice if you visit. I don't have a lot on my Instagram at the moment, but the intention is to build that up as well, which would be really good. So that's everything on there. Excuse me, just one, I'm going to turn the page. That might make one of the bit of a noise. And I'm trying to do maybe sections, so I'll have different sections. So this week's what's in the frame. So this is how I tend to display and photograph my things for Ravelry. I don't know if I've put any of those on Instagram when they've been photographed like this. I'm not really sure. But these are my buddy socks. And as you can see, they are not the same. These are the two I wear together because they've got the same colour theme. So I normally do them in the same colour theme or the same pattern in different colours. So there's only one of those that's on Ravelry, I think. I can't remember which one, but it's the buddy sock. And the reason I called it a buddy sock is I used to love watching Friends. Well, I still love watching Friends. It's one of those things that tends to always be on. You can just catch, and it still makes me laugh every time. But in Monica and Rachel's flat, it's their colours. There's some sort of a goldy colour frame and a purpley coloured door. They've got a lot of purple in their room, and that's where that came from. So anyway, I love them. I think they're great, and they've had lots of wear. I don't know if you can see in that picture, but I do need to purchase myself something that depills, because a lot of my knits are looking like they need a little bit of attention. I did see one, I did have a little look, and I saw one on Amazon, a battery operated one, but I'm really not familiar with them at all. So if anybody has got any good suggestions, please pop it in the notes, and for me and anybody else that might be looking for a tool to be able to do that for their hand knits, that would be really helpful. Yeah, thank you. So plans, which I've already mentioned, one of the plans is my slip stitch sock, which I'm really enjoying doing, because as much as I love colour work, and I'm quite happy to work with a couple of yarns, and obviously it's only one yarn at a time, but I do get in a bit of a tangle with my Clownfish socks, but I'm finding just with 2 colours and doing this slip stitch pattern, but it creates some colour work, is really, I'm really enjoying that. And it's a bit like the shifty, it reminds me of that as well. But like I said, that's Andrea Mowry. If you've not heard of the shifty sweater that she's got, I say sweater, I would say shifty sweater when that's how it's titled, but I must admit I tend to call a lot of my stuff jumpers. So yeah, again, that's somebody else you can check out. I think I said last week I really like Andrea Mowry. I like watching a lot of her YouTube videos. So the next thing is I've got a new pattern. So my March's pattern I'm going to upload to Ravelry is a cowl. And I called it King Cowl because when I was doing the pattern for it, when I looked at it, I just thought, that reminds me, for some reason it's reminded me of like the royal jewellery and so we recently got the new king. It was about that time I started to do it, and so I called it King Cowl. So that will be, I should pop that on hopefully in the next couple of days, and then I will have it here next time to show you. What else have we got for plans? And yeah, one of the other things I'm thinking of, like building up a little bit of a community is, so I do write patterns and I put my details, always put my details there to get in contact with any either concerns or just a little bit of help. It always contact me, but it might be quite nice to, if people want to, maybe to start thinking about some test knitters. Again, let me know your thoughts. I don't know when that would come about, probably when I've finished the slip stitch sock. Maybe I could call out for anybody that wanted to do any test knitting there. Again, sizing, I think I mentioned last time, sizing, because I tend to knit for myself, I put one size up, but another thing I want to do is to start doing more sizes, and I feel that I should be knitting them all, so I've got them to show, but I can probably just, certainly with socks, I think I can do the workings out now to do the right amount of stitches for the heel, etc., and how to incorporate the pattern, how many stitches less or more I need to do, and without actually knitting it. But we shall see. Again, that's plans. So watch this space if you like. I also brought along plans, just to show you part of my plans. Is a lot of my work is done on this knitter's graph paper. This is something that's really old. I did knit it, but I'll put it this way, but just on a big square, because it's in tarsia, and I love it, but I don't know that, I don't find it that easy to do in tarsia. I mean, have any of you seen, I think it's, the name on Instagram is With Cherries on Top Too. She's amazing. If you look at her intarsia work, it's absolutely incredible. So I'm really interested in it, and I think it looks lovely, but I'm not so good myself. But this is the first page. This is the first everything I put into this book. As you can see, it's pretty well loved. So that's where a lot of my planning goes for a lot of the knits I do. I will maybe share, I've got a couple of things that I have knit and I haven't put on Ravelry, but I might share just on here, and you know, if I hold it long enough, you'll be able to screenshot the page if you want to, and use that knit. It's particularly a rabbit one I did. I thought I could perhaps do that with. But again, all plans, we'll just watch this space and come along with me, and we'll decide as we go along what we're going to do. So the next section on here is the Shine the Light. I don't know, so the Heartsplosion sock last time was about a new designer to me, and what I really wanted to do was try and purchase a new designer's pattern as a bit of support, but also just to be able to shine the light on them a little bit too, really. So I found a pattern, I folded the page over so there's nothing written on there that shouldn't be on there, but this is the pattern I found for this Bedtime. It's Bettina Cross, and she is Cross and Craft, and these are her Berlin socks. So I'm probably going to do those. I've actually bought some yarn, which is Opal yarn. I can't remember the colour, but I will show you as I come to do them. Obviously it'll be on the needles and I'll show you, but I've never knit my husband any socks, and he did say the other day maybe I could knit him some, so I think that's what I'm going to do with this pattern. And I've had a read through it, and it all looks nice and clear and user friendly, so I'm looking forward to doing those. And like I say, I will, as soon as they're on the needles, I will let you know. I will show it to you. Hopefully that'll be within this next couple of weeks. I'll get those going as well. So that was the Shine the Light section. The next thing, so that's kind of today where the knitting part is ending. Because last time I just wanted to kind of let you know what I've been watching. I know when I watch YouTube videos, there's a couple of YouTubers that let us know what they've been watching, and some people let us know what they've been doing. But I've called that What's on the Box. Not that the TV looks like a box anymore, does it? It's they're all these flat screens and everything, but once upon a time they looked like a box. So What's on the Box? We watched a second part of something called Clarkson's Farm, and that's on Amazon Prime Video. That's just something that's very funny. It's about him setting up a farm with his wife, and he meets some lovely people on the way, and they're all part of the programme too, so that's worth a watch if you like farming and you like something that's quite funny. The other thing is, we finished Dead to Me, and that's, I've put on a note under there that was a box of tissues you needed there for that one. Again, I won't give really anything away, I'm just really telling you what I've been watching and what I enjoy. And that was really good as well. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the first season, and the second season was really good too. We've just started a third season of You. That one's more of a hide behind your pillow type series. But so we've watched the first two, so we've decided to go on to we've had a big gap between that, and we've decided to go on to series 3. So we did start that. And also, I've got a friend who's been watching every time we speak, and I say, you know, what are you watching tonight, or what are you up to? And they're going to watch a couple of episodes of Yellowstone. So I thought, I think I must get into watching this Yellowstone. So we had to get Paramount Plus to be able to do it, but we did, and we've started it, and I think it's going to be quite good. She sold it to me with the scenery. The scenery is absolutely incredible, and just in that first episode, just beautiful. It's about a ranch. Again, I'm not sure where, because I'm only on the first one. I'm sure I'll talk about it next time and be able to say a little bit more, you know, where it is. And it reminds me, it just reminds me that it's going to be a bit like Dallas for some reason, but I loved that as a youngster. I just thought that was great. So we shall see. Let's say that's something we've only just started. We've only just done the first episode, and we did enjoy that. And like I said, just watching it for the scenery, I'm all up for that. I love that. So this week as well, I was just going to say, you know, what else I've been up to really. I've done lots of walking. I've got a dog, so I'm just getting back into a lot of walking, and had some nice walks. I think one day I got in and it was just before lunchtime. I'd done 15,000 steps. I was amazed. I felt it though. And the planting started. So another thing I love to do is we love to grow vegetables. So that's what I normally grow, but this year I've decided to grow a few more flowers aside from marigolds. I grow the marigolds because they help seal off some of the insects when I'm growing my beans. I plant them around my beans, but I just thought I'm going to try and put a little bit more colour into the garden. So I actually have a go at growing some from seed. There is some. I've got a few seedlings, but I think it's going to hopefully be a case that I get them and they grow on. But I'm not that green fingered with flowers, so it could be a case of buying them later on, already partly grown. We shall see. But that's about it really. I say I would probably mention a little bit about my gardening, but I would do it at the end. I try and do it at the end of the video, so all the knitting stuff that people want to hear about, and then I'll move on to what's on the box, and then anything I've been doing after that. But for now, I think that's everything for today. Like I say, I will add some notes. I'll have a little think about that as I'm writing them up, and I'll probably try and think, or maybe even rewatch this back just to see if there's anything that I missed that I really wanted to say, or that I've missed out that you might want to know, like a yarn or needles or something like that. But for now, thank you again in advance if you watch this, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks' time. Happy crafting, hope you get lots done again. Take care, bye bye.